off on top of our pace car up in turns 3 and 4. We'll be looking for the green flag out of turns 3 and 4 this time. Carl Long set to do battle with Jason Gullie. David Blankenship and the Jimmy Mullins car on the outside. Green is out. Up to turns 1 and 2 with a good shot off of the number 2 corner goes Carl Long in car 15. He'll pull right along with him. David Blankenship in the 31 car. It'll be Blankenship to the second spot. In third is Jason Gullie in the 01. In fourth is Jimmy Mullins in car 57. Out of turns 3 and 4, rounding out the top 5 will be Scott Riggs in car number 11. Big battle for the 6th spot. Down low goes Beggarly. He tries to get down underneath, and he does. He'll make the pass for the 6th position. Now settles in behind the Riggs car. See if he can make a challenge up in turn numbers 1 and 2. Looks down underneath Riggs. That's where your battle is going to be. Your first charge for position is back at the 6th spot. Beggarly working down underneath. Tries to get a fender alongside Riggs. He's got him up in turn 2. Battle for the 5th spot now, coming up to turns 3 and 4. Beggarly, car skates up on him, but he's cleanly got to pass down the front straightaway. But Scott Riggs is going to battle back as Beggarly gets tied up with some slower lap traffic up in turns 3 and 4. Scott Riggs will take back over the 5th spot. Meanwhile, your leader, Carl Long, down the front and back straightaway, has a 1-car length lead over the 2nd place running car, that being David Blankenship. Those 2 cars pretty much checked out now on the 3rd place car of Jason Gullie. Gullie is back 5 car lengths over the first and 2nd place automobiles. As we work lap 8 of 150. Beggarly still trying to get a spot back from Scott Riggs up in corners 3 and 4. Right now pretty much seems content to run single file until they clear all of the lap traffic. One car looping up in turn 4. That'll be car number 17. Spinning around is Gary Lloyd. He refires, drives back down pit road, out of harm's way, and rejoins the hunt up in turns 1 and 2. Now Carl Long will be working some lap traffic down the front stretch, going up into turns 1 and 2 again. Your leader in the turquoise, blue, and yellow, car number 15, is Carl Long. Long now has a 5-car length lead over the 2nd place Blankenship. It's another 6 car lengths back to Jason Gullie in 3rd place. In 4th place now will be the 11 car. Correction, the 57 car still in 4th place. That's Jimmy Mullins. That is a right tight battle right there. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. In the 57, Scott Riggs in the 11. Riggs dives down underneath. He pulls door to door. Let's see if he can cleanly pass. He does up in turns 3 and 4. The new 4th place car now, Scott Riggs in the 11 car. Relegates Mullins to 4th. Beggarly still holds on to the 5th spot. car number 82. He'll have the 4th spot. Correction, make it the 5th spot now. Beggarly taking over 5th. Position, battling along back in the 8th, 9th, and 10th spots is the 94 car. One of the cars, Mark Cash, in car number 94. He's got his hands full trying to hold off Terry Deese. Also in that battle is the 07 Maurice Hill. Jay Fogelman in the 90 car. At one point, they were about 3 wide trying to get by each other. Now it's settled back into a single file battle as the 06 car, Terry Deese, takes a look down underneath car number 94 of Mark Cash. Deese trying to get by down low. Has to drop back in single file off the banking of turns 3 and 4. Little contact that time between Jay Fogelman and Maurice Hill as Fogelman tries to get down underneath Terry Deese up in turns 3 and 4. Also, Wayne Patterson goes to the high side of the 07 car of Hill. Makes that pass, or does he? Down the back straightaway. He's still working him over in turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, back up front, leader Carl Long up in turns 1 and 2. Make it a 15-car length lead over the second place running David Blankenship. Good battle on the racetrack going up into turns 3 and 4 as Fogelman and Deese go door to door again. Let's see if Fogelman's going to be able to get that spot. Sets his sights on Mark Cash. He wants to try to get back in line if he can behind the 94 car, and does. Quite a group of cars working the banking of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Mark Cash in car 94 working some lap traffic. He'll bring Fogelman with him. Lap traffic moves down. It's still bumper to bumper. Make it 8 cars all running bumper to bumper down the back straightaway. That's your heated battle for about 7th on back to about 11th spot. Up in corner number 2 that time. Can't make the pass there. Settles back in single file line. Barry Beggarly in the Woodall Chevrolet number 82. Dials down under Riggs this time up in turn 2. of sparks coming out beneath Larry Barrett's car number 4 as caution comes out. One car spinning on the back straightaway, car number 06, Terry Deese. His car looping around up in turn number 2 puts caution on the speedway. He was also involved with another car, 08, Deke McCaskill. Those two cars making contact up in turn number 2 puts caution on the speedway. In the 60s, 70s, and 80s to be here for an autograph signing session, and we will also have the legend cars to participate here in the race. Restart out of turns 3 and 4 with Carl Long, your leader in car number 15. And this time, Blankenship stays within striking distance on the restart. Doesn't allow Long to pull away by much. Patterson goes to work on the 94 car up in turn number 3 and 4. Let's see if Wayne Patterson can hold that spot on Mark Cash. He tried several times as they were running under green. And a back marker will hold him off again up in turns 3 and 4. Oh, Scott Riggs' car broke loose up in turn 2 that time. That should be an advantage for Barry Beggarly. Beggarly goes to the high side. He'll get Riggs up high. As Scott Riggs' car just completely broke loose. The car almost went around on him, and he did a heck of a job saving it up in turn 2. But he'll lose that position to Barry Beggarly, so give the 4th place spot now to Beggarly.
Way off. All right, I'm at 14 back.
Straightaway goes your leaders up into turns 3 and 4. And down pit road comes car 94, Mark Cash. He brings the Con Trucking entry down on pit road. The pit crew taking the hood off. They go to look under the engine compartment. Now a pit crew member comes back around to the left side of the car. Looks like possibly doing some adjustments around the distributor area. Still working on pit road is Mark Cash and the crew on the Con Trucking Company entry. Meanwhile, your leader, Carl Long, is long gone down the back straightaway. Got a challenge for the 3rd position now as Barry Beggarly runs right up on the rear deck of car 01, Jason Gullie. Gullie skates up high in turn 2. Beggarly dives down underneath, goes door to door to the bottom of the speedway. Beggarly out of turn 4. He'll have the position coming back to the line. Give that 3rd spot now to Barry Beggarly by nose. Out of turn 2, he clearly passes Jason Gullie. Gets by, so Barry Beggarly moves up into the 3rd position. As we are at lap number 57 of 150 that make up the distance of the Michael Jordan RPM Nissan 150 tonight here at the New Orange County Speedway. On a hot and sultry August the 5th night, barely a breeze blowing here at the Orange County Speedway as our American flag sits almost motionless in the middle of the infield. Hot racing action on a hot August night. Orange County Speedway down the back straightaway. Out of turns 3 and 4. Here comes your leader, Carl Long, driving car number 15. Running in 2nd spot, David Blankenship in car 31. 3rd place, Barry Beggarly. Jason Gullie in 4th, and in 5th is Scott Riggs. That's your top 5 at lap 61. 6th place will find the 90 car of Jay Fogelman. 7th now is Jimmy Mullins in car number 57. As we got a battle there, Wayne Patterson trying to get that 7th spot away, and he does from Mullins as they go down the back straightaway. to get the 8th spot will be car number 07, Maurice Hill. Looks as if, though, Jimmy Mullins had a good qualifying effort. Started on the outside second row, but his car now has just gone away from him, as he is passed by 3 cars, and he gets relegated back to about the 10th spot. Blankenship in car 31. Contact up in the corner. Now Barry Beggarly goes to work on Blankenship down the back straightaway. Dives down underneath. Out of turn number 4. Still doesn't quite have the pass, but he's working up in turns 1 and 2. They door to door off of the number 2 corner. Barry Beggarly by nose. If the start-finish line was on the back straightaway, give it to Beggarly this time by. He'll have that position. So Barry Beggarly moves into the 2nd spot in car number 82. He'll set his steering wheel up now for Carl Long, car number 15. Once again down the back straightaway up in turns 3 and 4. He'll clear it as they go out of turn numbers 3 and 4. We got a challenge for the 4th spot between the 90 and the 01 car, Jason Gullie, and the 01 and Jay Fogelman in the 90. Fogelman tries to get underneath of Gullie up in turns 3 and 4. Couldn't make that pass. He drops back in single file line. He has to because of the lap traffic that's down in the lower groove of the Speedway. He'll have to wait till he clears the final lap traffic before he can make that bid again. The last car in line of the lap traffic is Dwayne Wood in the blue number 7 car, and they are now directly ahead. Jason Gullie in the 01 car, and Jay Fogelman in the 90 has got one more car to get by. Make it 2 cars now as car number 75, Randy Richardson Jr., another lap car, is also down low up in turns 3 and 4. Well, you heard us when we interviewed Carl Long during the presentation of the pole award. He said his car was working great for qualifying. Didn't know how it was going to be able to do during the race. Said they still had a lot of work to get the car to be able to handle good. And evidently, they've done the right things because he is almost a half a straightaway on the 2nd place running car of Barry Beggarly. But Beggarly is cutting that distance now, as Beggarly has worked up to the 2nd spot from his outside 4th row starting position of 8th fastest qualifier. Now Fogelman's got some clear sailing. He's got some track that he can work with now. No lap traffic ahead. He goes to work on Jason Gullie in turns 3 and 4 again. This is the battle for 5th spot. Fogelman trying to get underneath the black number 01 car of Jason Gullie. Trying to get that spot away from Gullie. Can't do it. Fogelman Fogelman's white number 90 car up in turns 3 and 4 and back to turns 1 and 2. Again, he looks to the low side of Gullie. Good battle on the racetrack right there for the 4th spot. Scott Riggs is going to make it a 3-car shootout now as they go up to turns 1 and 2. Scott Riggs also wants to get down under the 01 of Gullie and does. Pulls alongside down the back straightaway. A 3-car shootout for that 4th spot now. As Fogelman is able to pick off that 4th spot. Out of turn 2, that battle will settle back to single file down the back straightaway as the cars work the lap traffic again. Lap number 84.
Wrong place.
Establish about a 3-second lead over the second place running Beggarly and has been able to hold on to that 3-second lead. Beggarly at one time looked like the car may have been coming around on him and he was being able to cut that lead down a little bit, but in the last several laps, Beggarly's car now just seems to be holding track position. He too also is having to work some of the slower cars, some of the back markers, so to speak. One car, Deke McCaskill, right directly ahead of Beggarly now. Barry clears that car to the high side of the speedway up in turn 2. The next slower traffic that Beggarly will have to encounter will be Larry Barrett in car number 4. Meanwhile, Carl Long has a good full straightaway lead now over second place Barry Beggarly. We'll call the interval. There's the start-finish line leader. There's your second place right now. So almost a half a straightaway lead. Of the 150 in the books now for the Michael Jordan RPM Nissan 150. Here tonight at Orange County Speedway, your leader, Carl Long. Got a battle now for that 3rd spot. Jay Fogelman dials down underneath Blankenship, has the position. Jay Fogelman in the 90 car now drives into the 3rd spot. Car number 90 taking over 3rd spot now. Fogelman, followed by Blankenship in the 31 car, holding on to the 4th spot. Jason Gullie has the 5th position. 6th place will be the 11 of Scott Riggs. His work cut out for him in about 3 more laps. He's going to be working some lap traffic, but it's not slower lap traffic. He is coming up on some of the cars that are in the lead lap, and he will have to decide how he wants to work that lap traffic. They go up into turns 3 and 4 now. One of those cars is the Jimmy Mullins car. That's the car that started on the outside second row. Had a fairly quick time. We'll see exactly how Long decides to work the traffic. Down low goes Mullins. And Carl Long is able to get by him without too much of a problem. next car will be car number 75, Randy Richardson Jr. His car not running the full song. He's been down pit road on 2 separate occasions tonight already. So Long should not have too much of a problem getting by the 75 car. Clears him now up in turn numbers 3 and 4. As we have a challenge spin out up in turn number 2. Around goes Maurice Hill in the 07 as he was beginning to challenge Scott Riggs for that position. And he will go a lap down up in turn number 2. Maurice Hill's car looping around as he made contact with Scott Riggs as he was trying to battle for position. On the scoreboard now. Out of turn numbers 3 and 4 comes your leader. That being Carl Long driving car number 15. Long down the back straightaway. Will next encounter Ronald Hill in car number 27. He will encounter Hill on the back straightaway up in turns 3 and 4. Down the back straightaway goes your leader. Your leader off of turn 2 now down the back straightaway. Carl Long in car 15. The advantage now about 6 to 7 seconds over second place. Looks as if though it's probably handling just as good right now as it did during his qualifying effort. A lot of smoke off of the 07 car up in turn numbers 3 and 4. Maurice Hill back to the front straightaway. Also when he gets up in turn 2, we notice quite a bit of smoke coming off of the 07 car in turn 2. Possible tire rub on the 07 car of Maurice Hill. Of Terry Deese. Deese car spins and will put caution on the speedway for only the second time of this 150 lapper. Caution coming out at lap number 117 as the 06 of the funnel cakes are absolutely great. Restart up in turns 3 and 4. Out of turn number 2 goes your leader, Carl Long, as he sets down the back straightaway and pulls away. Barry Beggarly will have to get by 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, 5 cars to get within striking distance now. And he'll have his hands full down in turns 3 and 4. One car slows to the bottom of the speedway. That is car number 21. As everybody Everybody checked up coming down the front straightaway on that lap. A bunch of cars checked up. Now back to racing speed down the back straightaway. Beggarly has been able to pick off one of the back markers. Now Beggarly will be getting a challenge coming from Fogelman in the 90 car for that second spot, as car 57, Jimmy Mullins, is running pretty much up into groove and seems to be ignoring the passing flag. Let's see what happens now down the back straightaway. Mullins out of the corner, directly ahead of Beggarly. He showed the passing flag one more time. He's shown the flag, and so far has not moved down out of turn numbers 3 and 4, or 1 and 2 rather, 2, 3, and 4 they'll go. Out of the corner comes your second place car, that being the black number 82. This time Mullins does drop down. He'll let Beggarly go by on the high side up in turn 2. As they hit turns 3 and 4 now, Beggarly in the 82 car checks up, looks to the high side of the 06 car, Terry Deese. Deese drops down, lets Beggarly go, and they go to the back straightaway. Wayne Patterson in the 14 car has now taken over the 5th spot as he got by Jason Gullie in the 01. Is over in turn 2, down the back straightaway, up to turn 3. He has a full straightaway advantage now over the second place car of Barry Beggarly. 135 complete. Carl Long down the back straightaway. No problems on car number 15 whatsoever. His crew doing an excellent job getting that car to work extremely well during this 150 lapper. Car number 15. As the second place car, Barry Beggarly exits turn 2 and heads up to turns 3 and 4. Your third place car is Jay Fogelman, car number 90. Fogelman is 2 car lengths back behind of Beggarly. Challenge for the 4th spot now. Wayne Patterson goes to work on David Blankenship. Blankenship in the red 31 is up high. Wayne Patterson in the orange number 14 is down low. They're door to door. A good battle, this being for that 5th position, off of turn, 4th position rather, off turns 3 and 4, back to 1 and 2. Patterson with a half a car length lead now, out of turn number 2 and down the back chute, up to turns 3 and 4. Give that position to Wayne Patterson in car number 14. He'll take over 4th. David Blankenship says he's not going to stand for too much of it. He's going to try to battle back. He runs right up on the rear deck of Patterson up in turns 3 and 4. He's within striking distance. If his car will handle well for him, he may be able to get back by Patterson. For Carl Long in car number 15. 5 to go for Long. He's up in turns 3 and 4. Here comes your second place car, the 82 of Beggarly, passing him by in front of the starter stand now. And as you see, Long is, as we we said a few moments ago, long gone. The battle on the Speedway now will be between Beggarly and Fogelman. We'll just wait and see as the laps dwindle down. See if Jay Fogelman has anything at all to offer up to Barry Beggarly. Or whether he's just driving the car trying to hold on to that third spot. That battle down the back straightaway now. White flag is in the air for long. And another battle back in turn numbers 3 and 4. Blankenship along with Jason Gullie. That being for the 5th spot as they work over in turns 1 and 2. Checkered flag comes out for Carl Long. Beggarly finishes 2nd. It'll be 3rd place going to Jay Fogelman. That's your top 3, with the 14 car finishing in the 4th spot, Wayne Patterson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to Carl Long. Carl, you pretty much had everybody snookered this race, because whenever you got that green flag, man, you were, pardon the pun, long gone.
Well, the car was on the long green flag laps. It was getting extremely loose on me, but when we had those caution laps, it would tighten up, and it run good for about 10 laps. Enough to let me get a little cushion, and then it got back to loose. I'm just glad that Gary Lloyd went up there racing with me, because he had me covered. I couldn't do nothing with him.
You told us during the qualifying that the car just really came around good during qualifying, but you said the guys were going to have to do a little work to get you ready for the race. What did they do?
Well, they loosened it up right most to qualify it, and then they tightened it up for the race. They didn't have it tight enough, but it was real well. If somebody would have been there hard enough to run me hard, I don't know if I could have held back on them. We were just a little bit better than they were.
Well, I know this is a good win for Romeo Guest Construction Company and all the other folks that you want to thank.
Well, I have to catch them all, so they give me a list of paper here to make sure I didn't miss any of them. We've got ABG Caulking, Acme Plumbing and Heating in Durham, Benchmark Carolina Aggregates. That's the rock quarry across the street. Brass Eagle Jewelry in Roxborough, CP Buckner Steel Erection, Charlie Hubbard, the Legal Eagle in Roxborough, Garland Woodcraft in Durham, King Brothers Electric, Lee Air Conditioning.